Welcome to the PageantCast.com. We're about to have a live show. If you want to participate, make sure to log in on our social stream and our chat room. We might be able to see some of them. Of course, when you do a live show, we got to keep the stream live, so that's always of the utmost importance. But if you have a great question out there, we just might use it on today's program. So if you put something out on our chat, it is fair game for us to use on today's show. Hope you enjoy the PageantCast. Of course, check us out on our YouTube page, where this show will go after we're complete with the program today. Of course, we got lots of great stuff that we want you to check out at PageantCast.com. So check it all out, PageantCast.com, or go to our YouTube channel. Hope to see you all there. And now it's just about time for our live show.
Welcome to the PageantCast, your home for beauty pageant news and interviews on the internet.
Hello everybody, we are live from Muskego, Wisconsin. This is the PageantCast studio. You can see it's a beautiful studio because I have lots of beautiful photos of beautiful women over on the bulletin board of fame. And we have a great show lined up for you tonight, but I want to tell you a few things that are going on, so make sure that if you are watching this on Facebook and it's just a video, you're missing part of the show because you could be participating in the chat room. So click on the YouTube icon, which will be in the lower right-hand corner, and get to the YouTube site. Once you get to the YouTube site, over to the right, you're going to find the live chat, and you can type us messages, and we might be able to use those questions on the air. And I see there's a few of you already watching the show. We want to thank you for coming out tonight. We're going to put on a great show for you tonight, and hope you enjoy everything. I noticed my second microphone is in the shot. Get out of there. All right. It moves there. It's always out of the shot early on, and it moves. I don't know what's going on. I'm not on a tectonic plate or anything. Anyway, we're going to get things started. So, everybody, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. You're watching the PageantCast. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann. So pleased that you could join us because we have a great show lined up for you tonight. Because in the other room, we have the fabulous, the wonderful, and the beautiful Phaedra Pistone, Mrs. North Carolina, United States. Hello, Phaedra.
Hello, how are you?
I am fantastic. So good to get to see you. I was reminiscing with you before the program. You have actually been on the show, I'm not going to say ages ago because I'm not going to say such a thing, but you were early on in the PageantCast run. You were in episode number 45 on the show, and now we're closing in on 500. So it's been a while. And now you're here tonight, and you're calling us from North Carolina. Is that correct?
Correct. I am in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Okay. And actually, I can't say calling, right? We're Skyping.
Yeah. Video chatting.
We're video chat. Oh, aren't we Jetsons? And we're also broadcasting live on YouTube at the same time. Back when we did our first show, this would be impossible. This was not possible then. And we've come a long way, like you said, kind of stepped up the game as we went along. Well, I guess, Phaedra, one of the things I want to ask you about first is your pageantants. What are some of the past pageants that you've been involved in?
So probably the last ones that I've done as a married lady, or recent to last that I've done, I competed in the Mrs. America system. A couple years ago, I did that, and prior to that, I was in more of the Mrs. or Miss pageant system. So this is kind of like my newly married thing. My husband's not 100% keen on it, but you know what? He supported me, and he's there. it takes a lot of effort and time. And, once you're married, you have a family and other things to deal with. But it's been fun to say the least.
Well, fantastic. What is it? What got you started in pageants to begin with?
When I was younger, actually, my mother, I'm not sure if she's listening. If you are, hi, Mom. It was my mom. We have like a hometown pageant called Soldiers Reunion, a big pageant that everybody comes out to do every summer right before school starts. And my mom thought it'd be a great idea. I have two other sisters, an older sister and a younger sister, and she thought it would be such a great idea to put us in this pageant that everybody did. And so that's kind of how I got started. Learned a lot of things along the way, and everything is a stepping stone to where you are today. So thankfully, my mother did do that, and here I am today with being Mrs. North Carolina, United States. It's so exciting that it almost brings me to tears sometimes when I think about it. But I'm here.
So, what do you think? What is it about pageants that kept you coming back for more?
I think one thing is meeting the contestants, getting fashion for sure, because me owning a bridal shop and loving, just attire of wedding gowns and pageantry gowns. That was probably the second biggest thing. And then, just getting out there, meeting new people, learning different things. I don't know, it's always a new challenge, I feel like, too. So it's just something that you can take with you, like, oh, check it off, like I did this, and move on and go to the next chapter. So just a challenge, fun, getting to know people, experiencing something new.
Fantastic. Now, you mentioned it, so I'm going to bring it up. You have a formal gown shop. Tell us about it.
So it'll be 9 years this August that I've owned Classic Bride Informals. We started in a small, tiny little closet in downtown Davidson. And from there, we grew. Like, I was there for a couple years and realized that I could only take one person at a time. We were doing alterations. We were trying to see brides. We were trying to do bridesmaids. And it was just too small. And I was like, if this is ever going to grow, I'm going to have to move. And just kind of searched around the area to try to find something different, because I'm not the type of box store. I want something different. So I look for a house. And thankfully, I found a house in Cornelius. So it was just one exit up, and have been there ever since. And it'll be 9 years this August. It's hard to believe. I'm like, wow, I've been doing this for 9 years, but it's awesome.
What was that always a dream you wanted to do, or?
It was. I always wanted to own my own business, and then, loving pageantry and pageant gowns and stuff. I'm like, I'd love to have something with that. Wasn't sure what it would be, and just stumbled upon Classic Bride Informals and just made it into the dream that I've dreamt and wanted to have.
Well, that's absolutely great. Now, let's talk about your platform. You have a very interesting platform that I think people are going to be want to hear more about, because I never heard of this before. Here, I'll give you the whole picture here. Yes, we can see it. It says red slippers, and I think that's in pink pearls.
Yes.
There we go. What is it, though?
So what it is, I've been working with a place called the Hope House. And the Hope House is a situational homeless home in Huntersville, North Carolina. And what I mean by situation, meaning, just for an example, like, say if my girlfriend went home tonight and her and her husband are having financial difficulty and they're paying for all these medical bills, or she finds herself on hardship, and she can't do it anymore, and she's living paycheck to paycheck, and she needs somewhere to go. This house will take her in, help her as a stepping stone for up to 6 months, and get her back on her feet so that she can live, successfully, and rebuild herself for a time being. So with that being said, I had that. But then back in November, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I didn't want to leave the Hope House behind, but I felt like I had a new mission. So I kind of added pink pearls on there. I didn't want to do the pink ribbon because everyone's done the pink ribbon. So I was like, what can we do? And actually a friend of mine helped me come up with this. And it's an initiative to assist homeless breast cancer patients. So it's just something that we can help these ladies because they're not even thinking about getting breast cancer screening. They're worried about where am I going to sleep tonight? Where am I going to get my next meal? And so I just want to bring it together, create awareness, and, let these ladies know there is help and there is hope out there.
That's fantastic. And is there some place where people can learn more about the platform?
They can follow me on my journey on my Facebook page and on Mrs. North Carolina, United States. This is all very new, all trying to come together for me. But my main source is the Hope House Foundation in Huntersville. So if anyone, wants to donate or wants to come out and check it out and see the women that are involved, the Hope House Foundation, but they can, message me and I'm happy to put them in contact with them.
Fantastic. And we'll put links to all that in the show notes when the program comes out. I'm not going to do it while we're live, folks.
Okay.
I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good. And we got a bunch of people watching, but they're all very shy. They're not going into the chat room right now.
You guys, come on. I'm sitting here doing this. You have to help me out. Okay, I'm a little nervous. I feel like this is good practice for the national pageant. So
it happens. It happens. So tell me, are there any publications, any websites that you use to keep up on pageants?
Oh, well, definitely yours, PageantCast.com.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Yes. And I've just followed you ever since from before. I'm like, when can I call to him again? When can I talk to him? PageantCast is definitely number one. Pageant Planet is another one that I usually visit. Other than that, Facebook is such a great resource to throw your questions out there and get some answers back.
Yeah, Stephen Roddy does a great job with Pageant Planet. I'm a huge fan of his site. There's a lot of sites. I was thinking about this the other day when I started the show, and I've been doing this now for over 10 years. There are a lot of websites that have come and gone over that period of time. But there are a few things that have maintained over all the years. Obviously, Pageantry Magazine has been out there forever, and they do a very nice job covering all the pageants, not just, 4 Points is just the Miss America system. There's publications like that as well, but it's nice to see them. If you're competing in one pageant, it's good to get the depth, but it's nice to see what's going on around all pageantry. So I have somebody that is a fashion expert on the line. I have to ask, what's next in pageant fashion that's coming around the corner? What have you been seeing?
I'm kind of a little rusty to that, but in my opinion, just seeing me personally, for me, I like to see the off the shoulders, an open slit in the front. I like to see some color, bright colors, pop of color instead of your whites, your lighter tone dresses. So in my opinion, and I also went to market in April, so we did get to see some of the new designs coming out for this fall. And a lot of stuff that we saw were pops of color, not as much beading, just kind of simple but elegant, really pretty things.
Yeah, I've noticed they move slowly away from the you can only win in a white gown thing that was prevalent back in the previous decade. That just seemed to be overwhelming. It was like, you can't win if you don't wear white. Well,
that's true.
That was true because everyone wore white. So it was going to be somebody that wore white because there was no other color being worn, and it was just ridiculous. And people say, well, look, I got proof. And it's like, no, you don't. You're a dick.
Right.
Yeah, don't do this, you moron. I was always I'm a very forgiving person.
I love it.
You know what it's time for? I know you're excited about that. It's time for show and tell. It's time we get out the blackboard. I'm going to write in my very good handwriting, show and tell. Awesome. Okay, what have you brought for us to see today, Phaedra?
So I brought wish it was first, but that's okay. You got to start from the bottom, work to the top sometimes. I have, if you can see,
Ooh.
it is my second place medal for my second 5K run that I've ran within the last 6 months, and I've done them both with my sister. So this means a lot, not only for breast cancer, but also being able to do these things with my sister. So super cool.
Fantastic. That is really awesome. And I was telling you beforehand, I don't think I could walk 5K without, well, I could if there were lots of places to sit down and look at like water fountains and, you have a drink,
Yes.
that sort
They
of thing.
have water along the way.
Or if they put roller coasters strategically along the route, then I could just go from line to line. I'd do 5K easy that way. Easy. All right. Well, we're at the end of the first episode that we're shooting here tonight. So one of the things I like to do is get the best pageant wave that I can from our contestant. So you're a well-known pageant participant. You've got this down. Let's see your best pageant wave. By the way, I'm going to grade you. So
Do you want the serious wave or do you want the funny wave?
I want the funny wave because the serious wave I've seen a million times.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
What the hell is that?
It's that.
What
yes.
are you washing a car? What is that?
Yes. You kind of got to move your head and look at everyone, so you have to move your hand with it. That's the funny thing.
It almost looks like seaweed in the water. Just
I'm getting my exercise while I'm doing it.
I could see Ariel doing this,
Okay, I like that. I'm good with that.
Fantastic. Now
Can't be so serious all the time, right?
Well, exactly. I always get a kick out of the queen wave, as I like to call it. That thing, and it's pompous. It's the version of pompous that a wave can be.
That? Nobody waves like that.
No, Queen Elizabeth waved like that. That sort of stuff. But she might have a reason. She actually is a queen.
Maybe her hands hurt.
Well, and frankly, she's from the UK. We're expecting a little pompous. Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Oh, I didn't say it. You did.
I did. You can send the hate mail. We actually have a lot of UK viewers these days. Anyway, thank you so much. There we go. All right. At the end of the show, I like to say Tierra Dreams. So if you would join me, Phaedra, in Tierra Dreams, everybody.
Tierra Dreams.
Okay, don't nobody go anywhere. We're going to give Phaedra some time to get some liquids into her so she can sneak a drink of that water bottle that she brought, which is approximately the size of a small Buick. Here, she's going to want to show us here.
It's a 1 liter.
1 liter?
Yes.
There are lawnmowers with smaller gas tanks than that thing. I got a note from a Thomas. Do you happen to know a Thomas?
Maybe that's my husband.
He's in the chat now. For folks that are having difficulty getting into the chat, you have to first get into YouTube. So click in the lower right-hand corner. Make sure you're on the YouTube page, and then it'll show up on the right-hand side. Well, here, I was giving you time to drink, and I keep the camera on you. I'm torturing. So, again... You want to click down where it says YouTube if you're on Facebook or something. Get onto the YouTube page, and then you can get into the chat. And I see we got a good amount of people watching, so we should be able to get some questions generated. So I'm going to ask, before we get started with the next segment, load me up with some questions about Phaedra. Thomas, I want very embarrassing ones from you.
No!
That would be key and crucial to the amount of rewatchability this video will have. So extremely personal things. I I promise you, we got a live camera. She can't run off and attack you during this. So this is the opportunity. This is also a good time for you to ask to buy the big screen TV that she's been denying or anything like that. Is a good time to put that out there. And I'll just put it right out on the screen so everybody can see. And she'll have no ability to wiggle off the hook. So, and I noticed, okay, everybody, look at this. She abandoned, she's going over there to talk to him. You are not going to do this.
My hair was weird. Oh my goodness.
I'm trying.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're asking him.
No, our chat room, I think everybody is a little bit shy. Because there's a bunch of people. Okay, here we go. Okay, we did get a question from Tom. So we have something here. That's fantastic. Thanks, Tom. We'll be getting to that in just a moment. Okay. No, it's fine. Don't worry. I don't ask the really bad. Well, sometimes. Okay, so folks, we're going to be starting up here in a second. If you want those questions, you're going to have to do it early, because if I run out of questions, we're going to go to my backup game called the Fantastic Favorite 5. And Phaedra really doesn't want to do that. So we're going to get things going.
Everybody invite.
Get in there. There's plenty of you out there. You're just not getting into the spirit of things. Okay, we're going to get things started here. And in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Something blinked. This is how it always goes. Something blinks right when you want to go. All right. You're watching the PageantCast. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann. So pleased that you could join us tonight. We have a fantastic program lined up for you, because in the other room of our Skype chat, we have Phaedra Pistone. She's Mrs. North Carolina, United States. Did I say it correctly both times?
Pistone.
Fistone?
Pistone.
Pistone. You know what? We're going to start over. Let's start over. Okay, in 3, 2. You're watching the PageantCast. I'm Tim Kretschmann. I'm your host from Muskego, Wisconsin, and we have a great program lined up for you today, because we have Phaedra Pistone. She's Mrs. North Carolina, United States, in the other room of Skype for us today. How are you doing, Phaedra?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're all fantastic over here, including my favorite little bear that's behind me that people usually make fun of me for. But he's cute, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah,
do you sleep with him at night?
He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. All right. So we were talking just before coming back on air, and our chat room, we got a lot of people watching, but our chat room, people are a little bit shy. Except for one gentleman is out there making sure that the chat room's going. Oh my.
Oh.
I don't know if this is good or bad, but we're going into it. This is questions from the chat room. And we're going live with it right here. And there's our chat room. I put it up in the corner for us.
Okay.
Now let's see. Thomas, I just learned how to pronounce his name. Pistone. There it is.
Yes.
Okay, so he's in there and he says, "What is your favorite meal to cook for dinner?" So let's get. You know what? You're reading ahead. No more for you. All right.
Dang.
So, what is your favorite meal to cook for dinner?
I like to cook. I usually marinate chicken, and I marinate it in like a tomato basil sauce or mojito lime sauce. And then I'll fix some kind of vegetable like asparagus or broccoli. And then last night I did these little stuffed mushrooms. They were delicious. So that's one of my favorite meals. My favorite meal of the day is breakfast, and Tom usually cooks that.
Okay, and what types of things do you like for breakfast? I'm a huge breakfast
I am too.
food fan.
Usually like egg whites or pancakes, or I
Egg
like liver
whites.
mush.
What is it? Liver
Liver
mush?
mush?
What's
Yes.
that? Oh, liverwurst.
Well, you can say liverwurst if you want to. It's called
Huh?
liver mush or liver
Liver.
pudding.
Oh, liver pudding. Really?
Yes.
Okay. Now you're in North Carolina. Is that grits country? I don't know.
Yes, we do grits. I don't really care for grits unless
Okay.
they're cheese.
Okay. Well, that's important. See, I believe breakfast is here for one thing, to keep the Dairy Council alive and well. It's
Yes.
very important. Now, oh, a question just came in here. Let's see. How much money has she spent on makeup in the past month? Oh, I wonder who asked that question.
Is
Uh,
that from Tom again?
Now, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to show you. It's right.
So is that how much money I've spent to get my makeup done, or how much I've spent on products?
He isn't specific, so I think you can take it whichever direction you would like.
Well,
That
not much.
Yeah, he's not a lawyer, is he? Because that question's kind of open ended.
Right. He could be a lawyer, but he's not.
Okay.
He drives a little race car and plays golf, and he's
Now
a mentor.
that's funny you say that, because he's telling me in the chat that you secretly want to be a race driver.
I mean, I would like to drive one. He's let me drive his little legend car before. It's
Okay.
awesome.
Fantastic. So I have another question here. Oh, Tom wanted to add in products. He wants to know how much you spend on products for
Oh,
the cosmetics there.
oh, not much.
Okay. That's the answer we're gonna get. All right, we have another item in the chat room. Let me bring that up there. How has having breast cancer changed you? And more importantly, who is your favorite sister? That's
Thanks,
very
Tanisha.
important question. And it needs okay, so let's start with the second question, because it says it's more important. Who is your favorite sister?
That would be Phoenicia that I ran the 5K with. She's awesome. She supports me in everything that I do and beside me, helping me fix my dress, earrings, whatever it is. She is right there with me. Book my mom's trip to come down to Orlando. She's right by my side. She's my younger sister, and then I have an older sister. Her name is Paula, but I guess she's speaking of herself. So Phoenicia.
I'm being told that's fake news at this very moment.
Oh, Tom. Really, Tom.
Okay, let's get to the other question. How has having breast cancer changed you?
It has been, without getting upset, Phoenicia. It's been a life-altering journey, that's for sure. When I found out back in November, the end of November, I went in and no one in my family has it, so I didn't even think anything about having breast cancer. I didn't think it was an issue. I had a problem a couple years ago, but it wasn't anything. It was some women have that, and it's been a life-changing challenge that I've had to overcome, and I've had to learn new ways and new things to do with my diet and live in a healthy lifestyle. But most importantly, it's taught me that you need to stop and smell the flowers or look at that beautiful butterfly, because time is passing you by and we may not have time tomorrow to do those things because we may not have tomorrow. So it's just kind of taught me to slow down a little bit, enjoy life, and take it for what it is. Don't take it for granted, and enjoy every moment, because like I say, you may not get tomorrow.
So, what are the types of activities that you do to enjoy life a little bit more? What's something that you used to not do that you do now?
So mainly now, I'm usually like in a frantic, mad state at work, and I'm usually like, oh, we got to get stuff done. And I've just kind of relaxed, like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It'll get done. And just I've pulled back a little bit from work and not working myself as much as I used to, and just spending time with family and friends, and going for my long runs and running 5Ks. Like that's the first time I've ran 2 5Ks in the last 6 months, which one was before been, or actually both been after diagnosed, one before and one after. But just kind of taking life as what comes to me and not getting stressed out and worrying and just enjoying my moments that I have.
All right, and we have an update from the chat room.
Okay.
And Tom is telling me the makeup cost was the fake news.
Oh.
And Phoenicia is telling us that you're her hero. So fantastic. Thanks everybody for participating in the chat room. But we now are going to what Phaedra didn't want to do.
Okay.
It's the fantastic favorite 5, everybody. That's right. America's least favorite game show here on the PageantCast. I'm your host, Tim Kretschmann. Okay, so here's the thing. We needed a game show to be available to cause trouble whenever possible. The problem was when I first developed the game show, I lost too often. So I had to change the rules.
Okay.
So here are the rules. Number 1, this contest is set up so that I win. Any attempt to thwart that effort is against the rules. Number 2, I will ask you about your favorite thing in 5 different categories. These categories have been selected to give me a distinct advantage. Deal with it. Number 3 rule is I will ask you a trivia question about your favorite thing on the fly. If you don't answer quickly enough, you lose the point. If you can't answer the question, you lose the point. Keep in mind, I don't have to answer the question. I just ask it. And the 4th and final rule is I'm going to win. Be prepared for the stinging loss. So, all right, here we go with the fantastic favorite 5, my absolute favorite thing to do here on the show. We'll even play the video again. All right, here we go. With the fantastic favorite 5, we're going to start with something that I'm sure you know a lot about. So please tell me your favorite horror movie. So, your favorite horror movie. Friday the 13th. You did answer quickly enough. That's good. Now let's see if you'll get the trivia question that I come up with.
Okay.
Which is, who played Jason in the second film?
Myers.
In the second film.
I don't know. Michael Myers?
Michael Myers is the killer from the Halloween franchise.
That's what I meant to say. That was my favorite.
Right, because you were about to say Stephen Dash as the second Jason Voorhees, who is a very funny guy, and if you ever get a chance to see him, he's hysterical. But who thought a comedian would play Jason? But he did a great job with that. What's awesome is I'm now ahead 1 point.
Oh.
So, okay. Fantastic. We're off to a good start. I'm feeling jazzed. Okay. The next one here, I'm going to make this a little bit easier for you. Favorite movie genre. Your favorite movie genre. What could that be?
Love stories.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I take that back. I like mysteries like CSI, 2020, 48 Hours.
Okay, those are all TV shows. I asked you movie genre. That's okay, though, because you answered incorrectly. I get the point. So that's 2 points. You are now coming back from a massive... It's almost mathematically impossible for you to win at this point. So now we're going... You know what? I'm going to throw it to you. Favorite TV show. What's your favorite TV show?
I like... it's called... Imaginary Mary with Jenna Elfman. I just heard my husband laugh in the other room.
Okay, yeah, because you just named like 15 television shows a second ago, and then I ask you your favorite TV show, and it takes you half an hour to come out with it. Oh my gosh. Okay, all right. With Jenna Elfman. You know what? I don't even know that TV show.
Awesome. That's why I had to give you that one. So
yeah, well, you know what? I'm still going to take the point because it took you too long. So... You are now behind 3-0 on a 5-point scale. I'm feeling confident I'm going to win.
Okay.
All right. So Here's the next one. Your favorite fictional character could be in movies, could be in books, could be in TV. And notice I took all those things off of there, so you might possibly get this right. So what is your favorite fictional character?
I like the little Mary and the imaginary Mary.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you that point. So
Thanks.
you are now 1-3.
All right.
I'm a little upset at you right now. I'll be honest. I'm a little upset. All right.
Try to win somehow.
No. Do I need to read the rules again? Okay. All right. So we're going. I'm being declared a cheater. I
Oh.
don't believe it. In the chat room. Here, let me show you. This is shameful.
Is that from Tom? I'm sorry.
No, it's your sister.
Phoenicia.
Tim is a cheater. Well, of course, I'm not a cheater. I told you the rules at the beginning. I am following the rules. You should see when it gets close what I do. Okay, here comes our last question. What is your favorite theme park or theme park ride?
I like Carowinds, and then I like the Thunder Road.
You know what? I'm going to give you a point for that because that's an excellent answer. I've always wanted to go to Carowinds. So you come in with the highest score possible of 2 points to my 3. Congratulations. That was fantastic. I'm excited that we did that because I did win. So it was a good episode after all. So that's always good to see. So we're going to get back to the chat room. They had a little time to put some things in here that we're going to get at. So let me throw the chat room back up on the screen.
Okay.
What does it mean? This is coming from your sister. Here we go. This is good. She's not throwing little easy ones either. What does it mean to be a contemporary woman?
In my opinion, to be a contemporary woman is someone to have choices, to support your husband, to choose to have that job, and, to choose it the way that you want it to be done. I don't feel like in the household there should be rules and, like my husband should do one thing and I should do another thing like our parents pretty much did. Like, the man brought home the bacon and the woman stayed home and cooked and cleaned and helped with the children. I feel like in today's society that it's nice to be able to have a choice. And I believe that's the direction that I personally am as a contemporary woman.
Okay, we have another one from her, but it sounds like it might be coming from some character named Piper.
Oh, Piper's my little niece.
A little niece. Okay, well, your little niece is asking, what is your favorite game?
Oh. I love Jenga. Jenga is my favorite game.
Okay, I totally thought that you were going to say just now that you enjoy Grand Theft Auto. So a big surprise from all of us here.
I love Jenga. And a cool thing about Jenga,
Okay.
I got married 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in August. And instead of us having like a guest book, we had Jenga blocks. So people would sign with a Sharpie
Now
or little
that's
Jenga
cool.
blocks.
That is really cool. That's a great idea. I like that idea. Now, are you good at it, or is it just your favorite?
I'm pretty good at it.
You're pretty good at it. See,
Yeah.
me, I have a hyperactive hand there that I just knock it over. I'm a bad sport. So, you're getting some chance for Jenga. Okay, Bobby Terry has a question for us. I think this is the first one from Bobby. Tell us about the state competition when you won. What was that moment like when the tiara was being installed on your skull?
I'd been through so much the last 6 months, and I was like, let's just go and do this pageant. Let's do it, one last time. And that moment, when I realized that it was me, I was hard, I was so happy, I was happy with tears, with happy tears, but it was like, oh my God, like, thank you. I finally did it. And, it's just, like I say, it's been a journey, and everything that I've been through, it was just such a blessing and an honor to be able to represent now, our state of North Carolina. So I'm beyond words sometimes with it, but it's just an amazing feeling.
Okay. Now, one thing we want to mention, since we're talking about the pageant itself, the local pageant or the state pageant, its website is not. I tried just typing in, Mrs. North Carolina, United States. You really want to go to Worldly Crowns with a
Yes.
K.com. And I got the website, and they got a cool website with lots of video on it. And
Yes.
I'm trying to. There we go. We'll scroll down a little bit. Isn't that exciting? I just learned how to do
Yeah.
this.
That's super cool. And the director, her name is Tasha. She's been directing the pageant the last 2 years. She's amazing. And, she's helped me. Without her, I would not be ready to go to nationals and be on that stage. And I competed with her last year, and I came back because, she cares about her girls and she wants us to be the best that we can be. Just as Miss Bobby Terry, she was one of my pageant directors as well that gave us the question about the state competition. And, both of those ladies are amazing and helped me grow into the woman that I am today.
That's fantastic. And I have to say, the website, I was impressed with this website. Not only
Yeah.
because the video is flashy and all that, but I love when a pageant website, you don't have to search for 3 hours to find the application. It's
Yes.
right there. And then up across the top, they have all sorts of information on the actual event, where it is, what the contestants and judges are about, getting tickets to the event. That's what you need on there. I see a lot, well, I see a lot of pageant websites,
Yeah.
and a lot of them, oh gosh, they need help. They need a lot of help. It is so sad. And, you need to find certain things. I want to find out who the current title holder is. I want to find out where it's going to be held. Very well set up, very easy to use, and I also tried it out on my phone, and it works there too,
Awesome.
which that's a big plus as well. So fantastic. And
Thank
if people are interested, I'm guessing they could contact you on Facebook as well. And you
Absolutely.
tell them
I
about that.
think our next pageant for 2018 will be in March, beginning of March. So stay tuned for that. But definitely reach out to me, message me. I'm happy to keep you updated on that and give you information coming forward.
Fantastic, and it's really a great organization. The Mrs. United
Yes.
States is one of the premier
Yes.
pageants in the U.S. Now, it seems like our chat room is now just cheering for you. Phaedra rocks.
Oh, thank
Jenga,
you.
Jenga, Jenga. She's good. These sorts of things are throughout the chat room. There they are for you to see.
Oh, thank you.
So that's fantastic. I want to thank you so much, Phaedra, for coming on the show tonight. It's been a blast getting to talk to you. It has been such a long time. So,
Yes.
well, I'm sorry, just about a minute and a half ago when we spoke last, because obviously you're very young and you haven't been doing this for long. But we are so proud to have you on the program here again. I love it when we get to do callbacks to title holders and see what they're doing now. And you are doing so many cool things.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. And I think a question just came in the chat room that'll be a good one to end the show with. So
Okay.
let me hit my magic chat room creator again. There it goes. And oh, look, it might be your sister. Here it comes. Okay, are you ready? What would it mean to win Mrs. United States? You had to have thought about this question. What is your answer, Phaedra?
So to me, thanks, Phoenicia, for the question. For me, winning Miss United States is being a voice for these women that are homeless, that have nowhere to go, and for breast cancer patients that have just been diagnosed and don't know what to do, don't know what the next step is. And, really just creating awareness for my Red Slippers, Pink Pearls initiative to assist homeless breast cancer patients, create awareness nationwide, not just in North Carolina. It is an epidemic that's growing, with homeless and breast cancer In my state of North Carolina, it's over 11,000 people that are homeless. And this year alone, nationwide for women, over 276,000 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So, being the next Mrs. North Carolina, I want to educate, create awareness. I want them to have, somewhere they can go that it's a safe place and to know that they're not alone in whatever situation that they might be in.
Fantastic. I think that is a good way to go out. And, of
Thank
course,
you.
you got hugs and kisses from Phoenicia
Thank
as well.
you.
So thank you so much. It has been great having
Thank
you
you.
on the show. And as we're coming to the close of another one of the programs, it's time once again to see your best pageant wave. So let's see your best pageant wave, different from the last time.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'll set the scene. You're on the back of a Corvette.
Okay.
You're sitting up there. There are people on both sides, so make sure you're waving to both sides. Let's see your pageant wave. Okay, yeah, that's more like a hand signal, like I'm drowning. Okay, that.
It's probably
Picture,
more like
okay,
this.
picture it's your husband driving at 100 miles an hour. So.
And I would be gripping.
He's right there that it's gripping. Okay, well, fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. And I want to wish you Tiara Dreams, and as we say then, to our viewers. So, Tiara Dreams, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys, for listening and being a part of this. I really appreciate it.
Good night. Tiara Dreams.
Thank you. Good night. Tiara and Dreams.
Okay, everybody watching live, that's going to be the end of our program, and we really appreciate you coming out. And remember to check back every week for great programs here on the PageantCast. Wishing you all a great evening, and hope to meet some of you at a pageant coming up soon. Phaedra, you were fantastic. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong way. I have to look this way to look like I'm looking at you, which is the opposite of how I'm supposed to. Yes, I got it now. All right. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, and wish you all the best. So we're going off of Facebook Live. Thanks, everybody, for coming on out and participating in our chat room.